Hello, Rob from Fencing Pen Journey with a pen review. So, you probably saw this in a pen mail video if you subscribe to my channel. This is a pen which I have already numerous versions of, numerous ages and colours. This is the Pelikan M200 and this is the marbled brown finish. So, what can you say about it? Well, obviously this is a slight deviation, and I must admit 2020 has been a bit of a deviation away from my usual cheap Chinese fountain pens. My fountain pen journey is a journey, and during this time I've kind of discovered that there aren't that many Chinese pens which I actually what's the best way of saying this diplomatically? I'm not very interested in some of the Chinese brands at the moment. Moonman, they're okay, but I've been a little bit let down by their nibs, and I think, well, is it worth just spending more and more money on Chinese fountain pens, or is it worthwhile just getting the occasional slightly more expensive pen? Now, these things, I mean, they do retail for over £100 in many cases, new, but this was a second-hand purchase. Really well worth the extra money. Very good quality, and it complements the other Pelikan M200s that I actually have. So the marble brown finish, I mean, let's just go over the parts of the pen to begin with. We've got the Pelikan. Oh, come on, focus. It's gonna have to focus some. There we go. Oh. Don't just, there we go. Right, so Pelikan feeding a chick. Typical Pelikan logo, really nice to see that on the finial. Pelikan gold clip, Pelikan shaped clip, which I find are really functional, very good clips. Nice and tight, springy, decent, secure clips. Black cap, plastic black cap, gold cap bands. Here and here we have Pelikan engraved on the cap band down there, Germany on the other side. Bearing in mind these are modern German fountain pens. And we have the barrel and this lovely marbled brown chatoyant material, which is absolutely gorgeous, really nice. I mean, there is an awful lot of depth, awful lot of chatoyancy, a lot of variation in there. Whoa, trying to focus. Really attractive. Gold cap band down here, black finial, black plastic finial. And this is not a hugely heavy pen. This is, focus. There we go. This is not a hugely heavy pen, nor is it a massive pen. I shall just get a, let's use a TWSBI Eco for the size comparison. So quite a little bit shorter, good 1.5 centimetres shorter than the TWSBI Eco. Unscrew this and we shall see that, yeah, it's a good centimetre and a bit, about, I don't know, yeah, I'd say 1.5 centimetres shorter than the TWSBI Eco. Also slightly slimmer pen. So put that there. Steel nib. These Pelikans don't have gold nibs on the M200s. Black plastic feed underneath, which I always like the this camera's really struggling to focus on anything today. Focus, come on. There we go. I really like the shape of the Pelikan feeds. I don't know what it is. There's just something about the feeds I find visually appealing. Black plastic section. This one's fitted with a medium steel nib, by the way. The nibs, you can take them out easily. Section, black plastic section, is a little bit on the short side, I must admit, and I can feel the threads. There's no step up. Basically, the section steps straight up into the barrel, and the threads are the step up. And you can just about feel them there, but they're not particularly sharp. I wouldn't say that this is uncomfortable at all, even though the section is short. If you've got really large hands, I think you may find that this pen is just too short. I mean, you can see what it's like in my hand. It's a decent enough length. Does it post? Absolutely. Yeah, posts fairly deeply and very securely, and gives this pen a really good length. So I mean, this is a small Pelikan pen, relatively, but it's still usable unposted. But if you did post it, you've got quite a nice sized pen. So don't be fearful of the sizes. I know some people will say, oh, you need an M600, something like that. You don't need to spend that much money. You know, it's not all about the size. If you post the pen, you've got a decently sized pen. I've got a Pen BBS 308 here, which will also give you some indication of what I'm talking about. I mean, it is definitely a couple of centimetres shorter than the 308 capped, but uncapped, just put these side by side. Oh, they're all going to roll everywhere, aren't they? Right, there we go. As you can see, uncapped, it's not a huge difference. And the 308 is one of my favourite pens. I find it's a really, really good sized pen. Really comfortable to write with. So you can see the Pelikan M200, in whatever finish, marble brown in this case, it's actually a decent sized pen. It's not something where you go, oh, I can't handle a tiny Pelikan pen, I'll have to get one of the larger Pelikans. Not necessarily. So still a very good idea to, if you can try one of these pens out for size, I recommend it, because you could save yourself an awful lot of money if you think you need a slightly bigger pen, or M800 or upwards. You know, you're looking at a pen which doesn't cost the earth, and it's really good quality. So we've already seen this pen uncapped. Less than one turn to uncap, and this capping and uncapping is incredibly smooth. This is German engineering almost at its finest. I mean, it really is really, really good quality. Really smooth, no issues there. Filling mechanism. Now, these are piston filling fountain pens, so there's no ink cartridges or anything like that, converters. You simply turn the piston filling knob, which is the finial up here. I'm not going to do it because this is inked up, and it raises the piston up and down inside the barrel, which is the ink reservoir. So pop it in the ink, unscrew the barrel, plunger descends, turn the barrel back up so that the finial comes down, and the piston goes up and fills the barrel of the pen with ink. And these things hold a great deal of ink, really decent ink capacity on them. So there we go, we have the overview of the pen, but you want to see how this writes. I know you do, because this is a lovely writing pen. So, oh, excuse my dog, he's having treats in the bedroom. He's having a drama. As I said, this is a medium steel nib. You can get different nib sizes with these Pelikan pens. So, do the writing sample now. Not easy over the camera. That skip was me trying to see over the camera there. That's nothing to worry about. It isn't a skip. I have never had a Pelikan pen or a Pelikan M200 or various other Pelikans skip on me. I mean, this is, in my mind, this is a really good medium nib because it's not too thick, not too thin, but it's nice and wet. It really, really does lay down. I mean, I'm using absolutely no pressure here. Lots and lots of ink. The ink that I chose, just in case you are interested, is one of my favourite brown inks. Probably, I think there's only one S in there. Diamine Massacre. It's a really nice dark coffee brown ink. Matches this pen really, really well. On the subject of this pen, we look at how much ink that this thing lays down effortlessly. I mean, is it a wet writer? Absolutely. Is it a total gusher? No, not to the point where it's unusable, but it will lay down ink really, really well. Steel nib, don't expect any sort of bounce or anything remarkable from the nib, but what you can expect is really good writing experience. It's a really good quality nib. Really nice to use, smooth, don't have to adjust it out of the box. It just writes really, really well. It isn't the smoothest nib. It is a little bit feedbacky. You can hear it, feel it just a bit, but it's not like some Japanese nibs. Reverse writing is possible, but it's, in my mind, very unpleasant. I would not use this pen for reverse writing. Normal writing is absolutely fine. Reverse writing, no, not really. What else? I had something else that I was going to say about these nibs. First off, they don't dry out. This pen does not seem to dry out at all. Never had any hard starts. It just keeps writing, and I think that's down to the really good quality feed. You get good ink flow with these pens. They just don't stop writing, and because they hold so much ink, you know, you've got a good everyday writer. Very attractive, very functional fountain pen. Line variation, steel nib, bear that in mind, and I'm not going to push this. That's about as far as I'm willing to go. So no pressure, enough pressure. So you can get a bit out. You can add a little bit of character to your writing if you so desire, but these are not flex nibs, so I certainly wouldn't bother with it. I would just write with this pen as you would do normally, and yeah, absolutely great writing pen. So let's have another quick look at this beautiful barrel material, marble brown. Now there are other colours available, blue and green, possibly also a grey. I should imagine there's a grey. I probably even have one somewhere. I have had quite a few Pelikans in my fountain pen journey, even though you haven't seen many on this channel. When I first got started off with fountain pens, I did buy one or two second-hand and very old vintage Pelikan pens, many of which I haven't really used because I started to explore other fountain pens and got into all sorts of other brands and Chinese brands and Lamy, things like that. So I largely ignored Pelikan for a while. So this has been the first Pelikan pen I've been writing with for a good couple of years, and it's rekindled my interest in Pelikan as a brand because I really do love this pen. Love the way it writes, love everything about it, and it's a really, really great pen. So I'm very, very happy with this, and I would advise you to seek one out for the right price if you can't afford one brand new, because it is such a great pen. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.